go through the whole thing and I have it all written out as it is in the case study, just so you can have context, because some of my definitions could mean different things in different contexts. So I don't know how to put this forward.
Go ahead.
How do I click this forward?
Too dark.
This is you.
Okay. That's not.
No, I can see her. It's just so dark.
Okay. So this is
now you
just,
can.
I mean, I'll just summarize what this
We're going.
is, because reading it, there's quite a lot. But this is basically saying what Valdemar's leadership style is, which is paternalistic, as we've talked about. And then it talks about how he can occasionally be autocratic if this circumstance deems that he needs to be. And it says especially during collective bargaining, which we'll have the definition here. So these are the definitions from that first part. I don't know, can you see that all the way in the back, Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'll just go through basically what they are. Privately owned, just a business that isn't owned by the government and is pretty much controlled by one person, generally, or like doesn't sell stock, basically. Paternalistic leadership style, where a leader, Natalie just gave this definition, but where a leader is pretty autocratic and controls most things, but it's because he cares about the people and not just because he can. Autocratic, just where a leader makes decisions without much help from anyone else. And collective bargaining is a process of negotiations between employees and management, just about working conditions and things like that. And it mentions that RDB has gone through that. The next part here, in red, is something that wasn't actually on your sheet, but I just thought would be a good thing to define. This just starts talking about what the employees like about RDB, and as far as the traditions, and as far as the different aspects of the company that make them feel dedicated to it. So here are the definitions for this. Promotion in this context meant just getting a higher position in the company, like a higher job, pay raise, whatever. Corporate culture, just a mix of everything that makes up what a company is, basically, or is known for. And the thing that it isn't written down, but I thought would be good to know, is culturally homogeneous environment. It's an environment where everything is the same culturally, which is kind of
Like milk.
no-brainer, but you know. You know, just thought I'd put it out there.
I'm not laughing at you.
It's okay. Then the third part just goes on to talk about more of those traditions, more of the job security and the standard of living, and more things that they appreciate. So here are those last few. And a lot of these are pretty much things that you could figure out on your own, like job security.
I like it. Let's go.
But a lot of these things, like the work patterns and practices and the standard of living and job security, working environment, in RDB are all very like set in stone, all very like what people are used to. And it's what they're really known for, which is quite a lot different than I think a lot of companies that you could look at. And that's something that the employees really lean on. Okay, so here's the first question that I came up with. Compare the two leadership methods addressed, which are paternalistic and autocratic, which there are a few subtle differences. Anybody you can just shout out what you think. Or not. Whatever you want to do.
They're very similar.
They are pretty similar. But
We're just
there are a
supposed to
few
compare,
differences.
Can a
not
woman be
contrast.
certain?
I don't think Anna's paternalistic at all.
No,
Is that because she's different or a woman?
neither.
Yeah.
What would you say the primary difference between the two?
Paternalistic is more like they're more involved in like the employees and stuff like that, right? Autocratic is more like the business, more like the company.
Autocratic is very much making a decision that you think is best and not really,
Yeah.
not as concerned with how it's going to affect
Paternalistic is
everybody else.
Like maternity leave, like a mother.
Not so much. It's making decisions. It's making decisions that are going to be the best for your business, but still on your own. You're still in charge. There's definitely still a power, a source of power and authority there. Very much so. But you are more concerned usually with the smaller business. You feel you have the sense of taking care of and kind of controlling your workers. The feeling that you are doing better for them.
Yeah, but so it's wanting to do better for them.
Mhm.
But autocratic is just doing better for the business. Screw the workers.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, you can't.
Not screw the workers,
Yeah, but
yeah.
it sounded right.
I made a little chart here that said a few you pretty much covered everything that I said. Another thing that I added was, as far as where the employees are coming from, the employees would likely appreciate a paternalistic sort of leadership style over an autocratic, because paternalistic is more looking out for them a little bit more. So the next question I came up with was, identify the benefits of Valdemar's leadership techniques.
His employees trust him, and they are loyal to his company.
He's flexible, right? So that can be.
He can touch his toes if that's what he
Can he? I don't think he can. He's kind of old.
What did you say?
He can't touch his toes. I don't think. No, but I mean flexible. Like if the situation needs him to be autocratic, he can. But it's best for the company to work that way. To be not just one way. To be able to.
What
jump
else
back and
that
forth,
Scott mentioned on his day?
to go both ways as well.
Balls in your car.
Valdemar?
The ball there is in your tire.
Are you dead?
What is
Valdemar. Oh, you're right.
Oh, very.
Okay.
The importance of foresight.
Foresight.
Force.
Yes. He's a visionary.
We all said
Force.
Like all the beats. Thing probably can't even pick that up.
Go ahead and keep
Maybe
going.
it can.
Okay.
Sorry, chin for China if you're watching.
So I just gave out some like basic ideas, and how I would answer it is lay out the benefits that you can think of and give a brief description of each, because the word is identify, so it doesn't have to be like a super detailed.
Right.
But some ideas I had was, the employees feel at home and feel loyal, but he still has control of the company, so it's not as much a democracy. Like if he had more democratic leadership style, he'd have a little bit less control. And it gives a good public image for the business too, as like the employees are happy, so that looks good. And my third question suggests some benefits and setbacks to holding traditions as such an important factor in corporate culture.
Why don't you go through that one quick, since we're almost out of time?
Well, for this one, I compared Anna and Valdemar because Anna doesn't hold those traditions as highly as Valdemar does, which is kind of where the conflict is coming from partially in the case study. And one of the big things, I don't remember who, it might have been, it was Ben or Lily, one of the two, but they were talking about how Anna wants more diversity, which does look really good for public image in just the modern, like, sort of business world, which Valdemar wouldn't really prioritize, but Valdemar still is making the employees feel really at home, and, still has that house feeling for the employees, like they feel like they have security in their job. So there are definitely benefits and setbacks.
Good.
And really quickly, connection to the big picture. It's good for them as far as like competing with their competitors, because if their workers are happy, they have a good product. It gives them a good name, which would, give them, if they need more employees, they have the employee pool. You're distracting her. And like, that's
Clap for that.
Sorry.
My name's Brock Steller. Welcome to IB.
I got it mostly done.
Can you that off?
Oh,
Can you print the slides?
yeah, I know.